4 times now. 4 times I've rescheduled this test, and 4 times Derek's doctor has somehow miraculously needed to reschedule to that exact same time. I set my pen down and look at Derek. He's already sitting across from me, quiet, shoulders slightly hunched, hands resting on his lap. He isn't fidgeting, but there's something coiled in his stillness, like a held breath. His eyes flick to mine, then away. I tap my planner lightly, almost absent-mindedly, then lean back in my chair. Derek, I say, level, unhurried. We need to talk about this test. His face is unreadable, but he nods once, a slow, careful nod. I glance down at the open page in front of me. So, the last 4 times I've scheduled this diagnostic, I say, dragging my fingers along the dates, your doctor has coincidentally rescheduled to that exact same time. I lift my eyes back to him, letting the statement settle. Not accusing, not disbelieving, just leaving it there. Derek blinks once. No rush to speak. What do you make of that? I ask. He shifts slightly in his chair, his lips pressed together for half a second before he shrugs. A small, closed-off shrug. Not casual, not dramatic, just enough to say, it is what it is. I exhale slowly. Not quite a sigh, not quite amusement, just enough to let him hear the shape of my thoughts. I pick up my pen again, turn it between my fingers. You don't think that's interesting? Another blink. His hands stay where they are. I don't know, sir. It's the first thing he's said, and it's so perfectly placed I almost smile. Not defensive, not a lie, not an attempt to explain, just a quiet acknowledgement that he's still here, that he's still listening, that he's letting me run this conversation how I need to. I tap the pen against my thumb, thoughtful. You know, I have to say, Derek, I let the words trail off just a little bit before continuing, watching his face, reading the small shifts. You're handling this very well. No grand gestures, no arguments, no excuses, just quietly staying the course. A tiny beat. Then, finally, his hands move, just slightly, a small flex of his fingers before they settle again. I nod to myself, then look back at him. I have to admire the consistency. I keep my voice easy. No weight, no real expectation of a response. Derek barely reacts, but I catch it. The slightest lift of his chin. A breath in that's maybe just a little deeper than the last. Not agreement, not pride, just a flicker of something. I close my planner, not abruptly, just enough to mark the end of this official part of the conversation. So, I say, leaning my elbows on the desk now, hands lightly clasped. What's the plan then? For the first time, he hesitates. It's small. His head tilts like he might say something, then doesn't. He's weighing his words, or maybe he's weighing mine. I tilt my head slightly, watching him, waiting. Eventually, He gives a single measured shrug. Guess I'll have to see when my doctor's free. I don't smile, but I feel the edges of one somewhere in my chest. I let the silence sit, long enough for it to stretch, long enough for it to settle in the space between both of us. Then I nod, just once. Of course, I say, my voice as even as his. Derek meets my eyes briefly, then stands, tucking his hands back into his pockets. Keep me updated, I say, as he turns towards the door. A slight nod. Barely there. The door clicks shut behind him, and I sit for a moment, looking at the closed planner in front of me. I tap the pen once more against my hand, just once, then set it down. And then I move on. If you've made it this far, I've got more content you might enjoy. Hit the like button if you found this interesting, and take a look at the videos on your screen for more. Trust me, you won't want to miss them.